Alright, so this is my employer interview. I did my interview on my Texas Roadhouse Service Manager. What employment documents are most important in hiring any given candidate and why? They said a resume is most important because it describes your qualifications and then what makes you unique to your potential employer. To be able to stand out, you need a resume that markets your strengths and matches the job that you are applying for. And the best resume always grabs the attention of potential employers and recruiters. Is it important to tailor the resume and the cover letter to the job description? They said each resume or cover letter should be tailored to each job that you apply for by making sure to always list your accomplishments and how they made a difference or impact on you and your job. Doing this is important because it helps you to explain to potential employers any accomplishments you may have for each job and how you plan to use them in each job opportunity. Are you using LinkedIn to recruit or hire? Currently, we do not use LinkedIn to recruit or hire people, but we need Indeed. We use Indeed to hire and set up potential interviews. In the future, we want to start recruiting off and hiring off LinkedIn as well to be able to reach more potential employees and connect with other networks as well. I didn't put this, but they also hire off the website too. You can apply on there as well. How has your career field changed in the last several years in terms of best hiring practices? So they tend to go through standard hiring practices and ask about personal backgrounds and just any previous job experiences. They also ask about different situational questions about how to respond and act in certain situations, and then how you learned from that situation or what you could or could have done to achieve a better outcome. What changes do you foresee in the next few years? One big change that they saw potentially happening is just the whole interview process, how it could potentially change by making it more personal and getting to know the potential candidate. Normally in the times they just hire people on the spot because they need work, but they want to make the process a little more personal and actually get to know and understand the person that they are hiring. They also want to use more than just Indeed when hiring and the website as well, and get more of a wider variety of potential candidates by expanding over to LinkedIn and other hiring platforms as well. Beyond the job requirements, what are you looking for in a potential candidate? They said just how they respond to potential situations and evaluate how they act based on how they had responded in the interview. The ability to lead and problem solve on such a stressful situation as well. Being able to have a positive attitude, being able to stay organized, and remain determined to reach the end goal at the end of each day. I also wanted to add in this one too. Texas Roadhouse specifically, they have a bunch of requirements that you need to say in every position, other than the back of house positions. So front of house, they have a different checklist of things that they need to say before sending a guest off to their server, the to-go host. They have a certain number of things that they have to say when talking to a customer over the phone or just in person. So each person just has a set goal of doing something along those lines every day. What advice would you give me as a student seeking management position? What character quality skills are important to have to be successful in this field? By working on your situational awareness and how to respond to different situations, being able to lead and work around these stressful situations, and making sure the customer leaves satisfied. Any qualities to have is just be expanding your own personal brand on LinkedIn and Indeed and getting your name out there to be able to gain more personal connections and increase your network to gain more opportunities. What educational experiences would be helpful to one hoping to enter this field? For this field, you don't need any more than like a high school GED or diploma. If you want to potentially advance in this career, consider some type of business, finance, or accounting degree. But that's just for like higher up positions like HR, I was about to say something, HR, and just higher positions up in the business. In some positions as well, you don't need any prior work experiences depending on what you do. Aside from that, more positions higher up, you will need either a bachelor's or master's degree. But if you want a management position, the best way to go about it is to work your way up through the company to be able to get considered for that management position. And then any other advice for me as a student, she basically said, just find ways to build your character, put yourself in uncomfortable situations, and be able to be uncomfortable in those situations, and use that as the opportunity for growth. Final overview. I learned that all places have their own different best prying practices. What they had found that worked best for them was just doing like the simple asking about like personal background, seeing how you respond to different situational questions, and how you can like work as a team, problem solve, especially serving or like working in the food industry. Doing those and seeing how you respond to different like customer situations and just different work situations as well is really important, because it kind of show you how you'll be as a worker and determine how good or bad you will do in the industry. Based on this information, what will I do better prepare for employment? I feel like a bunch of different skills can be learned based off serving itself. So I feel like using certain ones in certain places will help me better prepare for each individual opportunity. I feel like it's just not going to be one opportunity itself that's going to highlight all of those skills. What advice did they offer? They just offered me like building your own personal character, making yourself uncomfortable, and being able to work in those uncomfortable positions. Basically, they had said that being able to work in these uncomfortable situations or something that you're not familiar in allows you to gain different perspectives and be able to open potential new opportunities for you in the future. How were my communication and networking skills improved? I feel like this better helped me to like actually reach out and see about all the different processes and be able to understand like the process that they used for me and how they might use that going forward, and what they liked about it and what they would wish to improve on the whole hiring process that they had. And also I also feel like it helped my networking skills by being able to like reach out to her and see like her opinions and what she thinks and connections that she might potentially offer to me or like get me to look into as well. I also feel like this just helped me to communicate better with the people that I work with and be able to see things from their perspective as well. What other skills were improved through this experience? I feel like just my initiative kind of changed. I normally didn't think to go and do something like this or like ask them these kinds of questions. I feel like it kind of showed me that you never really know things unless you ask. You take the initiative to want to learn and be better. And I feel like this kind of showed me to want to expand my opportunities, want to expand the things that I know and the knowledge that I know through the people that are closest to me. And I feel like that's really important, especially in like interviews and just positions as well, like being able to actually establish relationships with people and create those relationships with people that could potentially help you later on in the future.